Welcome back to Smart Tech and Biz, where we decode the future of computing with clarity, precision, and zero fluff. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest shakeups in the Windows PC world. Qualcomm's Snapdragon X2 Elite versus NVIDIA's brand new RTX Spark ARM chip. For the past decade, the world of personal computing has been dominated by one architecture, x86. Intel and AMD have powered almost every Windows laptop and desktop on the planet. But quietly, in the background, a revolution has been building a shift toward ARM-based processors that promise higher efficiency, better thermals, and a new era of AI-accelerated computing. Qualcomm was the first major company to take this challenge seriously for Windows PCs. In 2024, it launched the Snapdragon X Elite, a chip that finally made Windows on ARM feel like a real alternative. A year later, Qualcomm followed up with the more powerful Snapdragon X2 series, and for 2 years, it stood alone as the only serious ARM supplier for Windows laptops. But that era has officially ended. At Computex 2026, NVIDIA stepped into the arena with a dramatic announcement, the RTX Spark, its first ARM-based Windows PC chip. And the impact was immediate. Qualcomm's stock dropped more than 10% in pre-market trading, wiping out over $10 billion in market value overnight. That reaction alone tells you how big this moment is. Today, we're going to break down exactly what these two chips are, how they compare, and why this battle matters for the future of Windows computing. To understand why this moment is so important, we need to look at the broader shift happening in the industry. ARM processors have already taken over smartphones, tablets, wearables, and even servers. Apple proved with its M-series chips that ARM can outperform traditional laptop CPUs while using far less power. Windows, however, has been slower to make the transition. Early attempts like Windows RT were clunky and limited. But over the past few years, Microsoft has rebuilt Windows on ARM from the ground up, improving app compatibility, optimizing performance, and working closely with chip makers. Qualcomm became the first company to truly capitalize on this. Its Snapdragon X Elite and X2 series brought real performance, real battery life improvements, and real competition to the Windows laptop market. For a while, it looked like Qualcomm would dominate ARM PCs the same way Apple dominates its own ecosystem. Then, NVIDIA arrived. NVIDIA's RTX Spark is not just another ARM chip. It's a statement, a declaration that NVIDIA intends to bring its AI and GPU dominance into the Windows laptop world. At the heart of RTX Spark is the GB10 Grace Blackwell superchip, the same architecture used in NVIDIA's high-end DGX Spark developer workstations. NVIDIA has essentially taken workstation-class technology and repackaged it into a form suitable for consumer laptops. The result is a chip with up to 20 custom ARM CPU cores, a 6,144-core Blackwell RTX GPU, up to 128 GB of unified memory, over 1 petaflop of FP4 AI compute, a blazing 600 GBps CPU-GPU bandwidth thanks to NVLink C2C, and a massive 70 billion transistors built on TSMC's 3nm process. This is the first Windows laptop chip capable of running large AI models locally, the kind that normally require cloud GPUs. NVIDIA is positioning RTX Spark as the Apple Silicon moment for Windows, and based on the specs alone, it's easy to see why. Devices powered by RTX Spark are expected to launch in autumn 2026 from Asus, Dell, HP, Lenovo, and even Microsoft Surface. On the other side of the battlefield is Qualcomm's Snapdragon X2 Elite, the successor to the original X Elite and the flagship of the X2 series launched in late 2025. The X2 Elite is built around Qualcomm's third-generation Orion CPU cores, offering up to 18 cores with boost speeds reaching 5 GHz. It includes an 80 TOPS NPU for AI acceleration, supports up to 48 GB of LPDDR5X memory, and is also manufactured on TSMC's 3nm process. Qualcomm's strength lies in efficiency. Its chips are designed for long battery life, silent operation, and seamless integration with Windows on ARM. Qualcomm has spent years optimizing drivers, working with Microsoft, and building an ecosystem that feels polished and mature. The X2 Elite is a powerful chip, but it's built for a different philosophy than NVIDIA's Spark. When it comes to CPU performance, both chips are impressive, but they take different approaches. Qualcomm's X2 Elite focuses on efficiency and responsiveness. Its Orion cores are designed to deliver strong single-threaded performance while keeping power consumption low. This makes it ideal for productivity tasks, office work, web browsing, and general Windows usage. NVIDIA's RTX Spark, on the other hand, is built for sustained compute workloads. With up to 20 custom ARM cores and a high-bandwidth architecture, it's designed to handle heavy multitasking, large datasets, and AI-driven applications. It's less about battery life and more about raw throughput. In short, Snapdragon X2 Elite excels in everyday performance and efficiency. RTX Spark excels in heavy workloads and sustained compute tasks. This category is not a contest. Qualcomm's integrated GPU is solid for general use, light creative work, and casual gaming. It's efficient and well optimized, but it's not designed to compete with discrete GPUs. NVIDIA's RTX Spark includes a full Blackwell RTX GPU with 6,144 cores. This brings desktop-class graphics performance into an ARM laptop. It supports ray tracing, advanced AI graphics, and the same technologies used in NVIDIA's high-end GPUs. If you're a creator, a gamer, or someone who relies on GPU acceleration, RTX Spark is in a completely different league. AI is the defining battleground of modern computing, and here the difference is dramatic. The Snapdragon X2 Elite's 80 TOPS NPU is powerful for on-device AI assistance, image generation, and productivity tools. It's fast, efficient, and ideal for consumer-level AI tasks. NVIDIA's RTX Spark delivers over 1 petaflop of FP4 AI compute, more than 10 times the capability of most laptop NPUs. This allows it to run large language models, advanced generative AI, and complex inference workloads entirely on the device. For AI developers, researchers, and creators, RTX Spark is the first Windows laptop chip that can replace cloud-based inference for many tasks. Memory is another area where NVIDIA pushes boundaries. Snapdragon X2 Elite supports up to 48 GB of LPDDR5X memory, more than enough for most users. RTX Spark supports up to 128 GB of unified memory, shared between the CPU and GPU, with 600 GB of bandwidth. This is workstation-class memory performance in a laptop form factor. Qualcomm has a major advantage here. Windows on ARM has been optimized around Snapdragon chips for years. App compatibility, battery life, and driver stability are all strong. NVIDIA is entering this space for the first time. While its hardware is powerful, real-world performance will depend heavily on software optimization, something Qualcomm has been refining for a long time. If you want long battery life, silent operation, and a polished Windows on ARM experience, the Snapdragon X2 Elite is the better choice. If you're an AI developer, a creator, or someone who needs workstation-level performance in a portable device, the NVIDIA RTX Spark is the clear winner. The arrival of NVIDIA RTX Spark marks a turning point in the history of Windows PCs. For the first time, Qualcomm has real competition in the ARM space, and Windows users have a choice between efficiency-focused and performance-focused ARM architectures. This is the beginning of a new era, one where ARM chips don't just compete with x86, but surpass it in ways that redefine what a laptop can do. The future of Windows computing is no longer tied to a single architecture or a single company, and that's a win for everyone. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and share this video. This is smart tech and biz decoding the future, one chip at a time.